they get ready to enter the ring. Robert Lalonde of Montreal, 205 pounds. He's 6 foot tall from some judo work in his background. And Joe Lewis, ringside along with Ned Smith and Tony Flower. What do you see right now as you see this man into the cage?
Well, they put the word up there, judo. Judo, when I look at a judo man, it's more of a sport, throwing and so forth. I'm sure he knows how to punch, I'm sure he knows how to kick. I'm sure he knows how to take the judo techniques and make them look street-worthy, combat-worthy.
All right, you're going to hear this crowd erupt when the next fighter enters the cage because he is from Akwesasne, Gene Hall. He is 6 foot tall, 242 pounds, 31 years old, and believe me, this crowd will be behind one of their own. And Tony, you look at the big guy coming into the cage right now. What do you see from what you see physically of this man?
Well, it's going to be interesting because if Robert Lalonde's judo background interferes with his intuitive fighting instincts against a good kicker, it could be real interesting if Gene Hall can keep his back away from the fence.
All right, let's go to our ring announcer, Jeff Weller.
Okay, introducing first, to my left, a former member of the Canadian national judo team. He's making his professional freestyle fighting debut this evening. He is 33 years of age and stands in 6 feet tall, weighing 205 pounds. From Montreal, Quebec, Robert Lalonde. And his opponent to my right, a Taekwondo and Wing Chun stylist. He is also making his professional freestyle debut this evening. He is 31 years of age and stands in at 6 feet tall, weighing 242 pounds. From Akwesasne, Gene Hall.
Gregoire, and this ought to be a good one, gentlemen, because these two guys in our super heavyweight match, one of these men may have to fight later on if indeed Chris Oster is unable to go on. But right now, a lot of talk about Robert Lalonde and his capability inside the cage. A lot of people expecting a lot of things from Robert Lalonde. Right now, it's Gene Hall from the hometown of Akwesasne taking it to Lalonde and up against the cage.
There's a little chess match going on here. There's no real technique here. One's trying to break the other one's balance. Trying to do like an Ogosh, a little what we call a hip throw.
Taekwondo from Gene Hall. Judo from Lalonde, and Tony, who has the advantage between just the two styles.
Well, I'll tell you this, right now, Robert Lalonde has the advantage. You saw the effect of his balance when Gene Hall tried to rush him down. He wasn't able to bring him to the ground, so we'll see what happens now on the ground.
Gene Hall has, right now, the advantage only because he's on top, but sometimes in grappling, and I'm sure, Joe, you see this, that sometimes just because you're in the bottom doesn't mean you're losing.
That's true. You can make somebody tap out quite easily from the ground. Matter of fact, it's one of my favorite positions. Interesting, in wrestling, you want to keep your body face down, keep your back off the ground, yet in real combat, it's the other way around. You want to be faced up.
First, Gene Hall drawing from the crowd here in front of his hometown fans. He's making his pro debut. In fact, both fighters are. Robert Lalonde from Montreal, Gene Hall from Akwesasne, Montreal, only about an hour-and-a-half drive from here to the east. So both know a little bit about wrestling, but both right now trying to find an advantage, trying to find a weakness to attack.
Looks like Gene's wrestling a little bit. Now, earlier I was talking about being on the bottom. It's the same way a cat will fight you. You watch the big cats in the jungle. They'll go belly up. And they like to grab you from the inside and rip outward with their claws. The exact same thing we try to do in real combat.
Robert Lalonde, who right now is on the bottom, is a security guard at a club. He feels he still hasn't reached his prime yet. Trains with weights and spars, doesn't jog, not at all. Just wants to improve his stamina. But right now, taking some punishment from Gene Hall. Gene Hall in the dark trunks and the black shirt.
Robert's waiting this out pretty well. He's using his legs. He's sort of resting his upper body. Notice he's got his head back resting. I would keep my head off the ground in case somebody comes in with a headbutt or drives a forearm down across the bridge of my nose or something.
2 minutes, 40 seconds into this fight. Again, it's a super heavyweight match fight. Robert Lalonde, without the shirt, facing Gene Hall. And the hometown fans trying to get behind Gene Hall and get him a big win here over Robert Lalonde.
All kinds of little short punches you could bring in on hit the top part of the eye socket, cut, draw blood into the opponent's eye. I think Gene made a mistake there, lost his center of gravity.
Tony, was Robert just trying to wait for something to happen, look for some kind of advantage to take?
Absolutely. He rolled that too smoothly, and he's doing, again, something that Joe mentioned earlier. He's just relaxing on him, getting his chest against him, putting his forearm in his face.
Gene's spending too much energy on it. He's too physical. Rather than letting the technique do the work, he's letting his body do the work. Now, if Gene's got to bridge his hips up to take the pressure off this arm lock here, let's see if he gets his hips up. See, his hips are too close to the mat.
Keep in mind, our referee can at one time
tapping out.
Say that he wants to get these two guys standing up. Apparently unknown yet, but looks like that's what the case is.
Looks like he tapped out.
3:39 into the fight. Here's a look at the replay, and indeed, Gene Hall.
And the winner at 3:39 in the match, Robert Lalonde.
What he's good on here is a paintbrush, and when he went cross-side, he was really able to get some good leverage on the shoulder. You feel that directly in the shoulder point.
Tony, tell me, what is exactly a paintbrush here?
Well, it's the sweeping motion you do with the back of your opponent's hand. They call it a paintbrush, but it's really a shoulder crank, and you don't tap, and you're not going to be using your arm for a little while.
You got to be happy with the way Robert Lalonde looked inside the cage, particularly in case he might be entered into our IFC tournament. Again, it looks like Chris Oster still being looked at by the doctors. I hear now it could be a shoulder injury, unknown to whether or not he'll be able to continue. But right now, Robert Lalonde would be the guy that could replace him in the tournament if indeed Chris Oster cannot go further. Right now, let's go inside the ring, and standing by right now with the winner, Robert Lalonde, Joe Louis.
All right, big man, you had your work cut out for you there. At first, I thought you were relaxing, waiting for him to make a mistake or tired a little bit. Thought he was a little physical there in the beginning. How do you feel?
Well, he came in hard, so I wasn't expecting to come in and grapple right away.
Yeah.
I found myself underneath, so I figured I'd relax, like you say, wait till he made a mistake.
You reversed it a couple of times. There in the end, you had the arm lock on him.
Yeah.
He was trying to bridge up to take the pressure off the lock, but it seemed like you got sideways on him, kept his hips down. Was that your game plan there on the end?
Exactly. When I was on top of him, I couldn't get good leverage. So I had to go to the side and really crank it.
All right. We didn't see a lot of like elbows, headbutts, and that kind of street stuff when you were in close. Were you watching for him to maybe headbutt you or punch you or an elbow? You bring that forearm across your nose or something?
I was always careful. I was trying to keep my head close. He headbutted me once, didn't hurt, but I was aware of it. I was trying to get relaxed and be comfortable with the crowd.
So if you had to, you could go a couple more bouts, you feel like, tonight. You're in good shape.
Yes, I am.
Well, maybe we'll see more of you down the road, okay?
Thanks
good
a lot.
fight.
Thank you.